Hello, welcome to this lesson on a monopsony. A monopsony happens when only one firm is hiring workers. So, in this instance, the firm is going to be a wage maker. Because a firm is a wage maker, then the marginal resource cost is greater than the supply curve, as the firm must raise wages to hire more workers, leading to higher costs as you hire more workers. Remember, the firm is still going to hire where MRP equals MRC, but they're going to pay wages down to what workers are willing to work for. So this is how it's going to look in the model. So you got the y-axis labeled the wage, the x-axis is still the quantity of labor. The marginal revenue product is still the same, downward sloping, because each additional worker is going to provide less additional revenue product. The supply curve for labor slopes upwards just like before, but now the marginal resource cost is going to be greater than the supply curve because as you hire more workers, you have to keep increasing the wage for each additional worker, which raises the cost much more than the supply or the regular wage from the market. The firm is going to hire where MRC equals MRP, which is right there. So that's the quantity of workers they're going to hire. But since they are a wage maker, they get to set the wage and they're going to set it down to what workers are willing to work for, which is down to the supply curve. And that's the wage that workers will receive. Due to this, since they are hiring less than the socially optimal quantity, which would be where supply meets demand. And since they are underpaying workers, since they're making their own wage, which is lower than would normally be, they're underpaying, they're underhiring workers. There's going to be dead weight loss right here to this labor market, to this monopsony. So a monopsony, since it has dead weight loss, is not going to be efficient. Similar to what something we learned before, a monopoly, except a monopsony is when there's one buyer, in this case, one business buying labor, whereas a monopoly was when there's one seller. But both are not going to be efficient. They limit competition. They, for a monopsony, underpay and underhire, which is not efficient. That's all for this lesson. See you next time.